Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to explain Sonnet 130 by William Shakespeare. So this poem is really very interesting poem. Before we go to it, we have to understand that in 17th century there was a very popular kind of poetry that was called Blason, Blason. Blason was a poetry in which women's physical feature were described. Even those were exaggerated by different kinds of metaphors. So let's move on to this poem. This is the poem. You know, this fellow right side, he's William Shakespeare, one of the best dramatists in the world, and he had written around 154 sonnets. So we have one 30th sonnet in this discussion. So first we have to understand that his sonnets out of 154 from 1 to 126 were addressed to a young man, and rest of the sonnets from 127 onwards up to 154 were addressed to a dark lady, a mysterious lady. So this poem, we can understand that is addressed to a dark lady. So let's move on to this poem. He says that my mistress eyes are nothing like the sun. So this is a kind of a parody of Blesson popular form of poetry, because here he says that my means William Shakespeare. He says his mistress eyes are nothing like the sun. So if you go to this line, and I'll show you some visuals here. These are two visuals. The left side eyes and right side you can see the picture of a sun. So he says that his mistress eyes are not like the sun. Sun is more beautiful, more attractive than her eyes are. So he's trying to criticize her aspect of her beauty. So if you see the next line, again he is trying to be more aggressive or a little bit more rude about her physical feature. He says that coral is far more red than her lips are. So if you, I'll show you again some more visuals. If you go to the next line here, you will see that he says that coral is far more red than her lips are. So coral right side is supposed to be more very beautiful. So this is again he says that is very beautiful than her lips are. Next line, he says that if snow be white, why then her breasts are done. So again, if you go to this line, he says that snow, if you say snow is really very white, very beautiful, very attractive, but he says that the color of her skin is done. It is not white like snow. So let's look at some visuals here. If you say left side, you have got dun color, and right side you have got the very whitish color of snow. He says that if snow is so white, then why is she not fair? Why is she not beautiful? Why the color of her skin is not white? Then let's go back and to the poem. He says that the next line, if hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. So this is really very scathing criticism on his beloved dark lady. He says that if hair are wires, suppose if hair are wires, he is trying to use metaphor of wire when he's comparing her hair. He says if hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. Let's look at this picture and enjoy. He says that these are the black wires which grow on her head. So it means she doesn't have attractive hair, and that's why he is trying to criticize. Again, he's using parody of Blesson poem, where a poet talks about the beauty of a woman, but he is here doing opposite of that. So he says that if hairs be wires, black wires grow on her hair. So black's wire are growing on her hair. You can just try saying this to your beloved, and then you will be beaten in return. Then you will really understand what kind of scathing criticism you do on her, and in return you will also get output of that. Then he says that I've seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. So in next line couplet, he says that he has seen so many roses, red and white. Actually, here, roses damasked, he has taken reference to New York and Lancaster gardens, which are very beautiful gardens with a lot of roses of red and white. He says, if these red roses, these are red and white, but she is not beautiful. The cheeks are not beautiful. They are not like roses, which are red and white. It means she is not beautiful, according to William Shakespeare. Then he says that in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reek. So you'll feel a little bad about her. He says that the perfume right side is more delightful, gives pleasant smell, but her breath, whenever I go close to her, my mistress reeks. Reeks means there is a bloody smell, a foul smell comes out of her mouth. She stings. So this was really very bad on his part to talk about his beloved, but he's doing that, kind of doing justice with a blessed poem. But there is a Volta now. In the beginning, he was criticizing his beloved, but here from henceforth, he will be appreciating some aspects of her beauty, some aspects of her features. He says that, but if you see, he doesn't say but I'll say but because there is a change in his thought. He says that I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sounds. Let's look at some more visuals. He says that, but I love one aspect of her beauty, that is, when she speaks, it's kind of music. He wants to listen to that music, and he feels blessed because he didn't like anything else, but he likes her speak. It's kind of pleasing sound which he wants to listen continuously over and over again and again. Then the last line, he says that I grant I never saw a goddess girl. My mistress, when she walks, treads on ground. So again, he is comparing his beloved dark lady with a goddess. He says that I accept, I have never seen a goddess go. He's comparing her with goddess. Whenever she walks, she tramples on the grass, on the ground, as if she is walking like goddess. The last two lines, very important lines from the point of this poems, he says that, and yet by heaven I think my love as rare as any she belied with false comparisons. So here I will just take this to the last line. He says that, and yet by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false comparison. He believes that his love is really very true. It's truthful based on trust, because other love, they are misrepresented by poet. Other beauty, some poets say that their beloveds are like moon, they are like waterfall, they are like beautiful flowers. But he says that he's not doing all that. He says his love is really based on reality, based on truth, bitter facts of life, because life is full of sorrows and happiness. Same way, it's full of ugliness and beauty. So here he's trying to put forth his own idea of love, which is the blend of both, which is a mixture of both good and bad aspect of human personality. So Thank you very much for listening to me. Uh, I'll be coming very soon with one more poem. Thank you very much.